Doctor Who Big Finish related video. In today's Doctor Who Big Finish related video, we're covering everything we know so far about Once and Future. So if you've missed any little details, we've got you covered as we're covering all aspects of this big mammoth release.
Yeah, because there's been quite a few different articles that have come out from Big Finish, little things they've said over on Twitter or the podcast. So, a lot of the information is out there, but spread out a bit. So we thought it'd be handy if we brought it all into one convenient place for everyone.
Yeah, and sort of, I guess, sort of a timeline of events really for it.
It's fairly certain that this information won't stay up to date for long as new story details, covers, and such come along in the coming weeks and months.
Indeed. So should we dive into the announcement itself?
Go for it.
So, rather fittingly for this anniversary, because this is Big Finish's 60th anniversary release, announced on the 59th anniversary of the show, on the 23rd of November 2022, Big Finish unveiled an 8-part series starring Tom Baker, Peter Davison, Colin Baker, Sylvester McCoy, Paul McGann, Christopher Eccleston, and David Tennant.
The series will start in May this year and run monthly through to October, with 2 releases in October actually, followed by a final little coda release scheduled for November 2024.
Now, you might be wondering why November 2024? The anniversary is in 2023. Why have we got to wait a whole year to see the end of this series? Well, Nick Briggs mentioned on the Big Finish podcast that the BBC asked them to hold off releasing the final episode because of details he could not reveal because it involves the actual plotline for the 60th anniversary special. But I guess we'll know once we listen to the final coda for that.
It will all become clear in the fullness of time. But the synopsis for Once and Future is as follows. The Time War. The Doctor has been injured and brought to a Time Lord field hospital. His body glows with energy, but this is no regeneration into a future form. Instead, the Doctor's past faces begin to appear as he flits haphazardly between incarnations. Staggering to his TARDIS, the Doctor sets out to solve the mystery of his degeneration. Who has done this to him? How and why? From the Earth to the stars, across an array of familiar times and places, he follows clues to retrace his steps, encountering old friends and enemies along the way. Tumbling through his lives, the Doctor must stop his degeneration before he loses himself completely.
Oh, it's all very exciting. So that's a general overview of the series, of the main premise of the degeneration, which we've seen with the 14th Doctor. But should we take a little deep dive at the other story? So Past Lives is by Robert Valentine, starring Tom Baker, Sadie Miller, Gemma Redgrave, Ingrid Oliver, and Rufus Hound as the monk. The second story, The Artist at the End of Time by James Goss, A Genius of War by Jonathan Morris, Two's Company by Lisa McMullen, The Martian Invasion of Planetoid 50 by Jonathan Barnes, The Time Lord Immemorial by Lisa McMullen, The Union by Matt Fitton, Coda, The Final Act by Tim Foley.
And it looks like each of these stories will focus on a different Doctor as he goes back through those incarnations. But joining him on this journey is an impressive array of guest stars, including Stephen Noonan as the first Doctor, Michael Troughton as the second, Tim Treloar as the first, and David Warner in his final performance as the Unbound Doctor. Alongside those are Michelle Gomez as Missy, Nicola Walker as Liv Chenka, Georgia Tennant as Jenny, the Doctor's daughter, Michelle Ryan as Lady Christina, Camille Caudry as Jackie Tyler, Neve McIntosh as Madame Vastra, Catherine Stewart as Jenny Flint, Dan Starkey as Strax, Christopher Naylor as Harry Sullivan, Ken Bones as the General, and Beth Chalmers as Veclin.
Quite the hefty guest cast there, and I guess there's plenty more surprises to be revealed. I say, this is only just the beginning, really.
Yeah, that'll certainly grow in future. And thanks to Christopher Eccleston talking at a convention, we also know that his episode will include David Warner.
I did something very special for the 60th anniversary. And for me, it was all about working with this incredible actor, an incredible human being called David Warner. I think the 60th is my favourite, and you're going to have to wait, but it's going to be worth the wait, because David Warner is extraordinary. And if any actor should have been the Doctor, it would have been David. So that one.
An actor who he is very fond of and was very happy to work with as the Doctor. And he also cited as his favourites of the ones he's recorded. So it looks like we could be in for a real treat there.
I think it will definitely be a bittersweet one, wouldn't it, with David Warner's final outing as the Unbound Doctor, which I really do love his portrayal as the Doctor.
I mean, it was bittersweet enough saying goodbye to him first in Blood and Steel. So now a final little goodbye. It will definitely tug on the heartstrings a bit, but it's wonderful that he gets to be involved in this 60th anniversary in some form.
So I guess a good way to immortalise David Warner's final performance as the Unbound Doctor is actually owning it physically, as this series is both available as standard and special edition CDs. So do you want to take it away with what the standard edition is?
Yes, it includes a full story, of course, approximately 7 minutes of standard extras, and if you do go physical, you get a 4-page booklet featuring the standard cover art by Lee Johnson, plus an alternative cover featuring the era-appropriate logo.
And the special edition is limited to 3,000 copies, I believe. At the time of recording this, 80% has sold, so there's only 600 left. And you can only get the limited edition and in a bundle, really.
Yeah, so grab it while you can. But,
Absolutely.
What does this limited edition, special edition include?
Well, I will tell you. It has approximately 15 minutes of extended extras on the CD, plus 45 minutes of bonus downloaded extras. So you get the extended extras there, which is very cool. Also a downloadable music suite, very cool as well. But the physical copy is numbered between 1 and 3,000 and includes an 8-page booklet featuring a special edition cover by artist Lee Johnson with a foil embossed logo. Oof, they're really treating us there. But that's only the tip of the iceberg for that, because I think the thing I'm most excited for is the B-movie style poster by Oliver Arkenstall-Jones.
You fold it out and you get a wonderful little look at some brilliant artwork there, plus a few author's notes thrown in there too.
It's a nice little throwback to what a Big Finish physical release was, because the poster is very much like the EDAs from Series 1, and the writer's notes was a main staple in the Big Finish physical copies for such a long time. It's only recently they've dropped those.
Yeah. Well, we say recently, it's
been a few years.
7 years now, maybe.
Yeah.
They've been stripping the physical copies back for a while now. First removing that artwork, then removing the notes, and then doing a lot more, or a lot less, I should say, individual cover art. But here they're giving it all back to us for one night only, for one series only, you could say, as a special edition format. The standard edition bundle is priced at 72 quid for CD, 60 quid for download, while the special edition can be bought for the slightly higher price of 75 quid for CD and 62 for download.
And the standard editions are available individually for £10.99 on CD and £8.99 on download. The special editions are not available individually. So going off that logic, I think it pays to pay the extra £3 for the limited one with the extra content you're getting, really.
Yeah, I think certainly if you're into your physical copies, you got to go the special edition, really, while those stocks last.
And I think you have to. It's the anniversary. You might as well get the red carpet out and, celebrate it with your fish custard and jammy dodgers, really, and jelly babies.
Yeah, Big Finish really are going all out for that physical copy. So I think it's worth it just for that, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not what you expect a Big Finish limited edition to be, because you're so used to like the Light of the End or Legacy of Time Masterful style release, but because I guess these are dropping monthly, they're going all out with sort of a throwback, physical release in a way.
Yeah, because everything else has gone into box sets now, hasn't it? So what's the way to make something special at Big Finish? It's to go back to the old days when things were done individually. And I think it's nice to spread that celebration out across a few months, isn't it? And hopefully really get people talking and speculating as to where things will go.
Yeah, it makes it snowball, doesn't it?
And we'll also just get more details as we go through the series as further cover art is revealed. I mean, we slightly prefer the standard edition covers ourselves, don't we?
Yeah.
That's like the one plus side of getting standard. But that special edition cover is very nice too. And
it's a nice homage.
So much else with it. Yeah, it's always a callback to the Unbound style of covers. And I think the 9th Doctor one has got to include Christopher Eccleston and David Warner as the two faces there. And what a wonderful callback, and just a wonderul image.
Full circle moment, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, from his first to his very last. So I think that'll be wonderfully fitting.
Absolutely.
Do you have any last thoughts on Once and Future?
I just can't wait for it, to be honest. It seems like this great project to dive in, and I'm sure we will discuss it when the next bits of news drops, and of course when the actual series has been released. So yeah, it seems like it's going to be something quite special, and yeah, I think the more we hear about it and seeing the cover art for past lives, it just kind of makes you go, oh, this feels very special, doesn't it?
Yeah, certainly. The more I'm hearing, the more excited I get for this. So very excited for this to finally drop. Let us know what your thoughts are on Once and Future in the comments below. Let us know what edition you're planning on buying or have already pre-ordered.
Yeah, we've got our pre-orders in for the limited because, why not?
Yeah, we're suckers.
We're suckers. We love a good bit of artwork.
Yeah, I think, did you pre-order it straight away when it was announced, or did you wait?
Yeah, I pre-ordered pretty much on the day because I was like, you know what, I don't want to miss out on this, because it's one of those things you can't gauge with how long it will take to sell out, and I don't want to be kicking myself that I missed it.
I mean, certainly now that we know it's less than 80% available, it's probably good to get it in while you can. I got it just after the new covers were unveiled. I was sort of a bit hesitant at first because they hadn't quite revealed what the special edition would feature. But here, hopefully, we've now informed everyone who didn't know of what it does feature so that you can make an informed decision on which you want to buy.
Absolutely. So yeah, I think that concludes everything we know so far on Once and Future until the next bit of news drops and this video becomes outdated. But for now, that is Once and Future.
If we did miss anything, feel free to fill it in the comments below. Hopefully we've got everything. But as we say, it's a very dispersed array of news. There could be a little tidbit on a bit of the Big Finish podcast that we skimmed over or something. But nevertheless, Once and Future, exciting times are ahead. Roll on May.
Yeah, roll on May. But for now, we shall leave you and say thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, then please do like and subscribe if you're new around here. There's plenty of Big Finish related content coming up on the channel. We do our weekly streams. The next one we are doing is the return of Jo Jones, which will be Friday. So yeah, stay tuned for that.
This has come at the end of a long night of pre-recording for us, hasn't it? So there's more stuff in the can that will be reaching your ears after this, but very soon.
And it involves all the Doctors, so yeah, we'll leave it at that. So it'll be perfect time for the anniversary. If you like the sound of the Doctor, a certain Doctor on audio, then we might have you covered. So yeah,
Exciting times are ahead on the channel.
absolutely. But for now, thank you, Luke, for joining me once again.
Thank you, Ben, for having me.
And we'll see you in Return of Joe Jones.
That'll be this week's stream as we discuss our recent Third Doctor box set. Until then, the Pertwee Swift boys are signing out.